Hey everyone, Richard Robbins here. Welcome to the first market update of 2022 for Calgary. We're going to have a little fun. Had a great year, everybody out there in Calgary. But what I'm going to review is the last 5 years of total sales. I'm also going to review the last 5 years of months of inventory. And I'm also going to review the last 5 years of average price. But what I'm also going to do, which I think you'll find very interesting, is I'm also going to go back and I'm going to look at 2021, how many sales were done in the first half of the year opposed to the second half of the year. And I think you're going to find that very interesting. And then at the end, I've traded, or I should say created a chart for you that I think you'll find useful in some of your presentations as well. So you're welcome to download it. So saying that, let's go ahead and get started here. So you can see here that what you did was 27,725 sales in 2021. Pretty good, right? See, if we go back the last 5 years, the previous 3 years, your sales were almost the same. They were just over 16,000. There wasn't a dramatic change. You can see with 2017, you were almost 19,000, but you're up 42% in total sales in 2021 over 2020. Quite an amazing number. Now have a look at this number here. This is the first half opposed to the second half. So you did 15,000 sales from January to June of 2021 and 12,665 in the second half. And just to give you an idea, that's obviously down about 16%. So let's think about what happened. When we ended 2019, the market was like, or I should say 2020, I'm sorry, the market was really busy. It was slower at first, then it just took off, if you remember. And then we came out of 2020 and we started really strong into 2021. And then as we moved into the second half of 2021, you started to see the market slow down a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out in the first and second quarter of 2022. Now, here's your months of inventory. And this is like, I think, a really cool number for everybody in Calgary in terms of price appreciation, okay? I understand you're dealing with inventory problems, but here's what I want you to realize. If we go back and we look at the number of sales you did in 2021, 27,725. Now, here's what everybody's saying to me. They're going, Rich, there's no inventory, there's no inventory, there's no inventory, there's no inventory. And I understand that that is a fact, especially, certain types of properties like affordable detached, like there's just nothing there. I get all of that. But here's something we need to realize. There must have been an awful lot of inventory in 2021 for you to do 27,725 sales, because you need a listing to do a sale. Agreed? We only did 16,147 in 2020. So yes, there is no inventory. I understand that. And I know what you're saying. There's a lack of inventory, but don't think there was a lack of listings last year, because you did 27,000 sales, 42% more than you did the year before. The difference is right now we have high buyer demand. Like buyers are coming out of the woodwork right now. So that's what you have to realize. A lot of people think, oh, there's no inventory, which means we're not having, market's really tough, we're not having a lot of sales. That is not the case. There were a lot of listings last year, or you wouldn't have had 27,725 sales. So back to this, back to months of inventory. So months of inventory is your supply and demand. You got 4 to 6 months of inventory, you got a balanced market. You go below 4 months, you're going to be into a seller's market. And you go above 6 months, you're going to be in a buyer's market. So you ended the year, this is in December, you ended the year at 1.5 months of inventory. So if you ended the year with 1.5 months of inventory, what should be happening with prices? There they are. They're going up. You see, if you compare, you went from 454 to 490, which was about an 8% increase in price. So pretty substantial. So let's go back and let's look at some of these other numbers. So you go back to 2017, you had 4.3 months of inventory. Then it jumped up in 18 to 6.2. And this number is in December of that particular year. Now, if you're sitting at 6.2 and 5.3 months of inventory, what should be happening with prices? Do you see they're going down? Do you see how they dropped So it's such a cool indicator for you to understand what is going on with prices. You can see your inventory started to drop, right? But it stayed weak for the first part of the year in 2020. And then it got strong at the end of the year where you're down to 3.1. And of course, prices remained almost the same. And then all of a sudden they took off and they went up by 8%, which is a really cool number, by the way. Like that's a very, very, very healthy number. So this chart I created for you, and I'm not going to go through, but what this is something that we create every quarter. And you can download these slides if you wish, and you can actually use this on your presentations or when you're speaking with buyers or you're speaking to sellers to give them a good idea what happened in 2021. And basically what we did is we took every month of the year, January through to December, I think made it visually appealing so it's easy for people to read. And we gave you the sales, the active listings, the months of inventory, the average price, and the days in the market for every single month. So saying that, what about 2022? What's going to happen? So first of all, what I would suggest, I am planning on creating a lot of content this year that will help you find listings. And here's why. My thought is what happens when the market gets really low inventory, which it is, and when we have really strong, buyers, they're all over the place right now. Buyers are like low-hanging fruit. They're a dime a dozen. That what happens is most real estate agents go after the low-hanging fruit. So they got all kinds of buyers, and how many listings they have? Probably zero. Well, I'm looking at it saying, the old saying that you got to list to last is true in any market. Doesn't matter whether it's an up market, down market, buyer's market, seller's market, it doesn't matter. When you control the listings, you're the CEO of your own company. You're in charge of the marketplace. People are working to sell your listings. It's a beautiful thing. So people default to the low-hanging fruit. I would suggest for all of you that in 2022, everybody needs to focus on listings. Go find listings. Go find listings every day. Ask yourself this question: what can I do today to find a listing lead? And I'm going to create lots of great content on exactly how to do that. To get access to the content, if you don't already subscribe to our newsletter, go to richardrobbins.com. And anytime I produce content, if you sign up to our newsletter there, then you'll get the content that I actually produce. And I'm going to focus the first quarter on what can we do to get more inventory. Because when you own the inventory, you own your business, right? You're in charge. You're the CEO of your own company. Look at it this way. You have two choices every day. One is I go out and get listings and allow all the other agents to go show and sell my listings, or I'm the one going and showing and selling everybody else's listings. Which one is more fun? Anyway, I wish you an amazing 2022. And remember, everybody, it's a beautiful life. Make it count.